Imagine having 574 million active users, generating over 13.2 billion euros in revenue, and still losing money. Sounds impossible, right? Yet, this is the reality for Spotify. Despite its revolutionary impact on the music industry, Spotify reported a net loss of over 532 million euros in 2023. How did the company that changed how we listen to music end up in such a precarious position? Welcome to our deep dive into Spotify's financial nightmare. Today, we're unpacking why the world's most popular music streaming platform is struggling despite its massive user base and revenue. We'll break down the complexities of Spotify's business model, its financial woes, and what the future might hold for this industry giant. Buckle up, because this is a deep and eye-opening analysis. Let's start with revolutionizing the music industry. Spotify launched in 2006 with a mission to combat music piracy by offering a subscription service that provided unlimited music streaming. This was a game changer. Unlike previous services that capped monthly usage, Spotify allowed users to stream as much as they wanted. This freemium model, offering limited music for free with ads and a premium ad-free experience for subscribers, quickly gained popularity. The user base and revenue. Fast forward to 2023, Spotify boasts an impressive 574 million monthly active users, with 236 million paying for premium subscriptions. This translates to over 13.2 billion euros in revenue. On the surface, these numbers are staggering. However, the devil is in the details. Despite this massive revenue, Spotify has never achieved profitability, reporting a net loss of over 532 million euros in 2023. How is this possible? The crux of the problem: high costs. Spotify's revenue comes from two main sources: premium subscriptions and ads on free accounts. However, a significant portion of this revenue is paid out as royalties to artists and record companies. In 2023, Spotify paid 9.8 billion euros in royalties, which is about 75% of their revenue. This leaves insufficient funds to cover other operational costs, leading to consistent financial losses. The royalty fee dilemma. Lowering royalty payments isn't a straightforward solution. Major record companies Sony, Warner, and Universal control over 70% of the music industry and hold significant power in negotiations. These companies demand high royalties, making it difficult for Spotify to reduce these costs without risking the loss of essential music catalogs. Price increase challenge. Another potential solution could be raising subscription prices. However, this is risky. Competitors like Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube Music offer similar catalogs and can afford to run their music streaming services at a loss to attract users into their profitable ecosystems. Raising prices could drive users to these cheaper alternatives, further hurting Spotify's market share. Competitive disadvantage. Unlike its competitors, Spotify doesn't have the luxury of subsidizing its streaming service with profits from other business segments. Apple and Amazon use their music services to enhance their broader ecosystems and service bundles, making it easy for them to undercut Spotify on price. Diversification strategy, podcasts and beyond. In an attempt to diversify and find new revenue streams, Spotify has heavily invested in other audio markets, particularly podcasts. Since entering the podcasting market in 2015, Spotify has acquired several companies and struck deals with high-profile figures like the Obamas and Joe Rogan. They aim to emulate YouTube's ad-supported model, hoping to capitalize on their large user base with targeted advertising through the Spotify Audience Network. Uncertain returns on podcast investments. Despite significant investments, the financial returns from podcasting have been uncertain. The podcasting industry, though growing, still represents a small fraction of the digital advertising market. This has led to layoffs and scaling back production at some of Spotify's podcast studios, highlighting the challenges in monetizing this medium effectively. Independent artists and the royalty system. Independent artists face a tough landscape on Spotify. The average payment per stream is extremely low, ranging from 0.3 to 0.5 cents. This means that despite a large user base, many artists earn very little. Ben Jordan, in his video Why Spotify Will Ultimately Fail, highlights how independent musicians often earn more on platforms like Bandcamp with minimal promotion compared to Spotify with significant promotion. Impact of major labels. Spotify's initial contracts with major labels included large advances, which did not benefit artists, suggesting a bait-and-switch where royalties to artists were significantly reduced over time. This skewed payment system favors big names over independent artists, adding to the financial strain on the platform. Blitzscaling and sustainability. Spotify's strategy of rapid expansion, or blitzscaling, has also come under criticism. This approach prioritizes growth over sustainability, similar to other failed ventures like MoviePass. The relentless push for market dominance has strained Spotify's financial health, leading to questions about the long-term viability of such a business model. The fragility of streaming platforms. The entire music streaming model is inherently fragile. If a significant number of independent artists decide to pull their music from Spotify, the platform could face substantial repercussions. This potential exodus could diminish the variety and richness of Spotify's music catalog, driving users to other platforms and further exacerbating financial woes. Third-party services and monetization. To get their music on Spotify, independent musicians often rely on third-party services, which take a cut of their earnings. Interestingly, Spotify has invested in some of these third-party services, effectively monetizing its own inefficiencies. This system further squeezes independent artists' earnings and highlights the complex and often exploitative nature of the music streaming ecosystem. Investor misconceptions. Investors have often overlooked the unsustainable aspects of Spotify's business model, focusing instead on short-term growth and market dominance. This myopic view ignores the long-term profitability issues and the fairness to artists, raising questions about the future stability of Spotify as a viable business. Spotify's future: adapt or perish. Despite these challenges, Spotify continues to innovate and adapt. They are exploring various strategies to maintain their position as a leading streaming platform. However, the success of these strategies remains uncertain. The company's heavy reliance on an unsustainable royalty system, combined with fierce competition and the high costs associated with content acquisition, places it in a precarious position. The path forward: balancing growth and sustainability. For Spotify to navigate its financial nightmare successfully, it must find a balance between growth and sustainability. This might involve renegotiating royalty agreements, finding new and innovative revenue streams, and perhaps most importantly, ensuring a fairer distribution of earnings to artists. Without addressing these fundamental issues, Spotify's long-term viability remains in question. In conclusion, Spotify's financial struggles stem from a combination of high royalty costs, fierce competition, and an unsustainable business model. While the company has revolutionized the music industry and boasts an impressive user base, these factors have prevented it from achieving profitability. The future of Spotify hinges on its ability to adapt and find sustainable solutions to its current challenges. As users and music lovers, it's essential to understand these dynamics and consider how our listening choices impact the broader music ecosystem. Supporting artists directly and exploring alternative platforms like Bandcamp can contribute to a more equitable and sustainable music industry. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more in-depth explorations of the business world. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep questioning and stay informed.